Back at Haas Pavilion, along with Lisa Sharpley, Roxy Bernstein, where Oregon State takes game one from Cal 30-26. And Nancy Samara, the head coach of Oregon State, has her team in playoff mode already.
Well, the mindset that we've had for the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, has been that these are the playoffs for us. I mean, we've been kind of in a must-win, must-split weekend situation for the last couple of weeks now, and you know, we just kind of keep talking about this is going to get us ready for the tournament. When we make it to the tournament, then we're going to understand the pressure of we've got to win this match to move on, because that's kind of what we've been having to do here for the last couple of weeks.
As you look at Ann Watts-Roberts, who led Oregon State with 5 kills in the opening game, they lead Cal 1-0. As you look at the stats from game one, Oregon State, led by Watts-Roberts. Mia Jerkov leading all scorers with 6 kills in game one, 5 for Powers. But Cal hitting just 146 in that first game, Lisa.
Right, and Jerkov already with 20 swings on the night. That's a lot for one player to undertake, and I think they need to mix it up a little bit more if they want to be successful. I think what Nancy Samara was talking about is really evident here. You see so much fight out of the Oregon State Beavers, and I think they're just out hustling, sort of they have more intensity than the Bears do right now. Bears look a little lethargic, might be sort of anticlimactic to come home. It's the end of the season, the holidays are coming, and I think they really need to realize that this match has huge implications for them in terms of tournament seeding.
For Oregon State, maybe a lot more at stake tonight as Jerkov at the net. She gets the kill for Cal, her 7th, and we're tied at 1. That could be a spark that Cal needed right there.
That was just a great high set from Carter. Jerkov looks all business now. She didn't like losing that game, and she's come to play in this one.
Carter the serve, and Oregon State can't handle it. Cal leads at 2-1. Samantha Carter, and you look at the freshman. Dad, Larry, played football at Kentucky and with the Denver Broncos. The Central Florida Player of the Year at Bishop Moore High School last year. Oregon State draws even here in game 2.
She's really thrived at Cal so far. She's actually being considered as Freshman of the Year candidate for the entire nation, not just the Pac-10.
Jerkov again for California. Up front of the right side. This is some serious heat behind this kill, Lisa, from Mia Jerkov.
She has so much power. She's been swinging at balls like this since she was little. She has international experience, was actually offered the chance to play professionally in Italy. Turned it down to come to Cal and get her degree in business.
At 6'3", I don't know if she was ever little. Cal with the kill, and Cal's up 2 now, 4-2. It's Jerkov serving for the Bears.
So far, it looks like a whole new attitude for Cal. They're playing harder. You can see the intensity in their faces.
There's Mia with the serve. Played by Watts-Roberts, but unable to handle it. And the ace from Jerkov, but Cal leads at 5-2.
Not only does Jerkov have power on this, but she's able to place it in such a way that it's dropping right in front of the passers.
Second ace of the night. Collins for Oregon State. Watts-Roberts creeps up. Davis the dive, but unable to keep it alive. California, Oregon State tallies again. It's 5-3 California here in game 2. Oregon State took the opener 30-26.
And again, you'd expect Cal to start picking up on the fact that Oregon State is roll-shotting them a lot.
Here's the set for Abernathy, and the kill from Gabrielle Abernathy. Her second. And that's something Cal has missed, as you talked about when she was injured. Of course, Jerkov was sick, but this is a team that was struggling. Getting her back is big for California.
Right, and it's not that Amanda Fox, who filled in for her, didn't do a great job. I think she actually was surprisingly impressive taking over for Abernathy. But when you depend on someone so much like you do from Abernathy, a junior, it can definitely make an impact. And you know, coupled with Jerkov's illness when they had to move her to O2,
6-4
made things
Cal.
a lot more difficult for the Bears.
Set from Carter. Cal sends it over, and it's 7-4 now, California. You're right, Cal has a much different attitude here in game 2 than they had in the opening game of the night. There's the serve, the left-hander, Brown. And she misses long. And it's 7-5, California. This will be Abby Wendell to serve. Gresham High School. Same high school that produced the former basketball star at Oregon, Freddie Jones. There's the set for Abernathy off the block, out of bounds. Cal 8, Oregon State 5. Gabrielle Abernathy, who 2 years ago led this team in kills.
We talked about the 2-hitter rotations. That was the one rotation as 0-2 that she's going to be given the 2-hitter situation. So she will see a lot of sets in that situation.
Point for the Bears. 9-5 now is the mishandled ball for Oregon State.
So Jerkov there just asking her coach if she can commit on the middles on a good pass.
There's the set for Watts Roberts, who tips it over. Carter for Brown, and now Abernathy with some force for the back line. There's the set for Rhodes for Oregon State. That's wide. And Cal has opened up their biggest lead here in game 2. They've doubled up Oregon State 10-5. They lead Oregon State. We'll come back after this on Fox Sports Net. Mishandled ball for Oregon State, or for California rather, and Oregon State tallies. It's 10-6 Cal here in game 2. The Beavers took the opener. Here's the set of the net for Samantha Carter. Jerkov off the block, and at the net, Oregon State and California.
Looks like the ref just called a net on Mia Jerkov, but I actually think it was the block of Oregon State that hit the net.
Rich Feller not happy with the call. And Lisa agrees with Rich.
I would agree.
10-7, Cal leads. Carter the set for Mia. Outside left, comes running up, and it just inside the back line. Mia Jerkov, her 10th kill. Cal leading it by 4, 11-7.
And that just shows Jerkov's versatility. She's able to face completely cross court and still turn it down the line for the open kill.
Alicia Powers the serve. The set from Collins for Oregon State. Caitlin Healy in for the first time for the Beavers. Tipped over from Jerkov. Oregon State does keep it alive as Healy and Watts Roberts collide. They're slow to get up, but they appear to be okay. But Jerkov sending it right in the middle of the defense, causing problems for Oregon State.
And Jerkov's ability to show some of that finesse with the tip shots and everything for a player of her caliber is even more important because the defense, like I said before, they're just dug in waiting for the huge hammer that she typically can present. So her ability to tip it right over the block catches everyone by surprise, and she's most often going to find an open court.
Cal leading at 12-7 here in game 2. Listening to the Cal huddle over here.
When they're out of system, we gotta look for the shot, especially off block. If they set the 4 set, look for the shot off. Shot to you. Yeah. Okay. We're clear on that. Okay. And especially on 4 set, center back and shift halfway over so you get the roll shot to 6. Are we clear on that? Okay. Here we go.
Cal, Mia Jerkov talks about this Cal team getting ready.
I think so, because we had a tough schedule in the Pac-10 for the whole season, and for these last 3 weeks we've been struggling a little bit. And one part of it, we're tired as any other team in the country, but then we're working on it and timing our practices differently. And the stress period, it's a process, so I'm hoping that we're going to be on top of our game by the time the tournament starts.
12-7, Cal leads. The serve from Powers.
Yeah, and that's something that Rich Feller talked to me about a little bit. They've been modifying their practices to be shorter in length so that their players can get a little bit more rest, recuperate from injuries and illness, but they've been going at a higher intensity in those short periods of time so that they can still simulate tough competition.
Jerkov off the block for Cal. It's the Bears by 5 again, 13-8. You see Lee Mays, as we listened into the Cal huddle, the assistant coach for Richfeller was the one who was really barking at the troops there in the huddle.
He's extremely active on the bench and for this team in general. In practice, he's the main trainer of the team, and they really look to him for technical advice and reps.
There's Lee Mays on the Cal bench, who served as the interim coach some years back when Cal was searching for a permanent head coach. Richfeller kept him around. Service error from Eggert for Oregon State. And it's Cal 15, Oregon State 9. Or rather 14-9, California by 5. And Oregon State took game 1. And it's Jerkov serving here for the Bears.
It's interesting hearing Lee Mays talk to the team during that timeout, pretty much saying some of the things we've been saying about the fact that they need to be on the tip for Oregon State, just right there. They need their off blockers, the front row player that's not blocking, to be more active on defense and be ready to get those plays. Here's a great example of that. Jenna Brown needs to be active, moving in, anticipating that play.
Brown and Davis both trying to keep that alive. Oregon State down forward with the serve. Carter to set the outside for Abernathy. The dive and a dig from Collins. Davis from the back line for Cal at the net. And off the block out of bounds. Abby Wendell for Oregon State. 14-11 California. Kill number 5 for the freshman.
She's been doing a great job taking care of those opportunities where they have overpasses. All comes from tough serving and tough attacking.
Carter for Jerkov, and she misfires. It went long, and it's Oregon State within 2 now at 14-12. This is a Cal team we mentioned earlier won 16 straight matches to begin the season. Well, ranked, as you look at Collins there, serving as 3rd in Oregon State history in assists. And Oregon State again, and Wendell pulls the Beavers within 1, but losing 6 of their last 9 matches, Lisa. This Cal team was ranked as high as number 5 in the country, is now number 9. But this team is struggling a bit, trying to get the ship turned around for the postseason.
Yeah, and I think their confidence may have been a little shot by the recent losses in the Pac-10. They've come out here, they lose the first game, they're up pretty far in the second game, but as soon as Oregon State starts making a run, you can see them looking a little shaken, their passing gets a little bit sketchier. They need to try and fight this out and understand what type of team they are and whether they can pull through in these situations.
Here's Jenna Grigsby serving for Cal, the senior. Played by Collins for Lawrence off the block, and Oregon State.
And that's really an error on Gabrielle Abernathy's part, just not helping out on that block. That was her hitter, Allison Lawrence, coming from her zone into the middle. She either needs to yell to the right side to help block so that they can get 2 up on that X play, or she needs to help herself.
Lawrence the serve. Here's the set for Abernathy off the block, played by Collins over the net. Abernathy. Carter the set at the net, played by Powers. In the back line, Lawrence sent over from Watts Roberts. Carter the set. Jerkov, the 10-foot line, off the block, and it's down. Cal 16, Oregon State 14 here in game 2.
Jerkov can just help you in so many ways. She's there for all the off plays. She has so much power that she's able to get past a pretty solid block from Oregon State for the kill.
And Cal again, and it's 17-14 in favor of California. Now, to use a basketball analogy here, Lisa, is Mia the type of player like a Magic Johnson or like a Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, where she can carry a team on her back?
She totally is. She's a complete utility player, can do everything. They depend on her for passing, digging, serving, everything. But really, when it comes to crunch time, they need her to attack. Whenever they get a transition dig, whenever they get an off pass.
That's Carter, the freshman. Those guys couldn't do it alone, and Jerkov can't do it alone. And Samantha Carter for California makes it 18-15 Golden Bears.
Samantha Carter, so confident for a freshman. Just goes up there, doesn't feel a block near her, and feels confident to just go and slam that one down.
Abernathy, the service error.
Great to have an attacking setter like that to take away some of the pressure from the hitters.
18-16 Cal. Here is Ann Watts-Roberts. She's led Oregon State 5 times in kills this season. Carter the set. Powers with some power behind that one. With the spike toward the back line.
And with Powers, Cal is very fortunate that she's able to hit not just the quick sets, but also the high balls. That was a not so great pass. Samantha Carter felt comfortable enough to just set her a back high ball, and she was able to time it perfectly, which for some middles doesn't always come easily. They're used to just going up with the ball, letting the setter determine the timing.
19-16 Cal. Collins is set for Oregon State, and hitting it high and wide that time was Caitlin Healy, sophomore from Portland. She's Oregon State's most improved player last year.
Yeah, you talk about it, utility players. She can play every single position but setter, and she has played all of those positions this year. She's their first player off the bench. Whoever's struggling, they feel comfortable sticking her in there at middle, at libero, at outside hitter. She does a lot for this team.
She started 17 times this year, has Healy for Oregon State. 7 at the right side, 5 at the middle, and 5 at the libero.
The fact that they feel comfortable starting her at middle is just phenomenal. At only 5'10", takes a lot of quickness and speed and agility to compete in the Pac-10 at middle blocker, especially at her height.
Cal leading at 20-18. And this is Healy, who we've just been talking about, will serve for Oregon State. 5'11". All Pac-10 academic honorable mention selection. Carter the set for Jerkov. And she goes toward the far corner and she gets it.
And that was a play that shows why running the middle is so important, because they've been establishing the middle all night, leaving Jerkov one-on-one on the outside.
Look out, linesman over there.
You see Jerkov giving the signal. She's saying she's going to commit on a good pass with the middle.
There's Watts-Roberts off the top of the net. Davis can't keep it alive for Cal. 21-19, Golden Bears lead. 7th kill for Ann Watts-Roberts.
One of the reasons they have Watts-Roberts on the right is so that she can hit back row attacks in transition. It's a lot easier to throw it back to your right back player in transition, especially if you're a front row setter.
Here's a serve from Taylor Studzinski, freshman from Lockport, Illinois. Jerkov. Here's the set for Lawrence off the block, played by Oregon State. Laura Collins setting. And Watts-Roberts can't get it over the net. Point for Cal, 22-19. Cal leading. Down 1-0. It's Ann Watts-Roberts.
The ref is really letting a lot go in terms of setting tonight. Looks like, to me, there's some questionable sets out there, especially with the red, white, and blue ball. You can see it even more obviously, but it looks like he established early that he's not going to call those tight. And he's being consistent, which is what you want from a ref.
Allison Lawrence with the kill. She's 8th in the conference in kills. Our referees Bill Forrester and Marcia Costley tonight. Nancy Samara looks on. There's Bill. Says, let's go. Laura Collins, the serve. Abernathy high into the air, but the block at the net from Oregon State. Jerkov for Abernathy. Into the net. Didn't get enough height on that one.
Nope, she was trying to be a little too crafty there and roll shot it over the block. Didn't quite get in position to do it correctly.
It's a momentum killer, and Oregon State is back within 1. 22-21, Cal. Here's the serve from Laura Collins. Carter, the set, off the block. Jerkov creeps up, and she nails it. Mia Jerkov again. That is 15 kills.
She proves time and time again why she is the go-to player for the Bears.
Cal up 2 again, and Jenna Grigsby will serve for the Golden Bears. Played from the back line by Watts-Roberts. The set for Lawrence off the block, and it's it.
Just a nice high swing from Lawrence again. She doesn't overpower you, but she just has really good ways of getting kills. She goes for the open court, high hands. When you're a smaller player, you have to rely on things like that.
Now Lawrence misses on the serve, and Cal back up 2 at 24-22. Lawrence, who's been in double figures in kills 20 times this year for Nancy Samara and Oregon State. Watts-Roberts off the block, out of bounds. And Watts-Roberts with kill number 8.
And again, Oregon State taking advantage of the California block. When I talk about high hands, what I mean is that she's counting on the fact that the blockers are going high instead of penetrating, and she's hoping to tip it off their fingers and out of bounds. And there you saw Watts-Roberts using them more on the tool play, where she tries to go on the outside of their hands and have it ricochet out of bounds.
There's the set for Jerkov, and did she get it? Yes, she did. Point for the Bears, 25-23.
It's funny because you want to say, you know, mix up your offense, diversify things, get everyone involved, but at the same time when Mia Jerkov is getting kill after kill, you can see why Sam Carter wants to go back to her even when she's in the back row.
We got a timeout on the floor here. Mia Jerkov in California have a 2-point lead on Oregon State here in game 2 as the Beavers took game 1 by a 30-26 margin. We're at Haas Pavilion on the campus of the University of California in Berkeley, along with Lisa Sharpley, Roxy Bernstein, as Oregon State could use a huge win tonight. California could use this win to break a 3-game losing streak. So a lot riding on it for both sides. And Oregon State came out with some fire in game 1, Lisa, but the Bears have answered here in game 2.
They really have, and you know, I go back to Mia Jerkov. She's all business, doesn't want to lose this game. You see the intensity on her face, on Sam Carter's face. She really wants her team to step up in these situations and prove that they can beat these teams in the Pac-10 and really solidify their playoff hopes.
Speaking of Mia Jerkov, Nancy Samara of Oregon State talks about how you defend Cal's big gun.
She's tough. I mean, she can get up, she can hit all angles, she's got the shot, she's smart. I mean, I don't know that you worry so much about shutting her down as much as you do just contain her and take care of some of the other players out there, because Mia's going to get her kills.
And I think that's exactly the right approach. You can't hope to contain her. What you want to do is shut down some of their other players and hope that she can't single-handedly win this game for her team.
Mia, who's tops the Pac-10 in kills, 3rd in points, 3rd in aces, and 7th in digs. And a service into the net from Oregon State, and Watts-Roberts, and Cal goes back up 2 at 26-24. And it's going to be Powers to serve for California. Alicia Powers over toward the left side of the court. There's the serve, played by Lawrence for Oregon State. Collins the set from the outside. Healy, the dig from Jerkov. She pops it way into the air and over from Brown. At the net, Collins with the dump over. And Oregon State climbs within 1.
And that's a great scramble play for Cal, but really heads up by Laura Collins. She knew they had been scrambling. They were still kind of up front near the 10-foot line. She went with the deep dump instead of the short straight down dump, and it was successful for her.
Carter the set for Jerkov. Diagonal kill for California.
And there again, you have to wonder a little bit why the Oregon State middles are committing with Cal's middles, leaving Jerkov wide open. I mean, she's pretty hard to defend with 2 blockers up, but with only 1 blocker up, you don't have much of a chance.
17 kills tonight for Jerkov. At the net, Collins the set. Ager just slides it over at a frustrating point, I think, for California.
That's sort of the campfire defense. You've got 3 players just standing around not knowing who should go for that ball. They were ready, but just no one took charge and was aggressive on it.
Campfire defense.
Yep.
There's the set from Collins. Jerkov again. Sent over from Oregon State. And a great dig for the Beavers. And that one was Taylor Studzinski, the freshman, who's only played in 12 matches this season, but she pulls Oregon State even. And Rich Feller wants time. Crucial juncture here in game 2. We're tied at 27. This Oregon State team has battled back. They trailed by as many as 5 here in this game.
That's actually a kill for Studzinski, so mark that in the record books. You get a dig and a kill in one play, she shows how it's done.
She just did, because that was a tremendous play with just tapping it over and nobody home for California. They thought that was a winner from Jerkov, and nobody was ready for that one.
I think Rich Feller right now is talking to his team about attitude and aggressiveness. When it comes to sort of the technical adjustments, that's when Lee Mays really gets involved. But when it comes to inspiring his team and getting more out of them than what's happening right now, I think Rich really wants to step in and say, hey guys, we were up by 5 earlier in this game. We cannot let this get away from us. We're at home. We need this win. We need to prove to the committee that we deserve a top seed.
Speaking of inspiration, critics are calling the best damn sports show period, a 2-hour frat party with irreverent skits, insightful interviews, and sharp locker room banter. The best damn sports show period every weeknight at 8. And late night, only right here, Fox Sports Net. Inspiration, Chris Rose in that show, Tom Arnold, John Salling. That's inspiration for you. Here's Carter to set for Cal and Jerkov. Another kill, her 18th, and Cal leading at 28-27, and a huge point for Cal.
It is, and you can see Jerkov out there just demanding the ball from her setter. They are setting her sky balls, just letting her use her vertical jump to her maximum potential.
Up the net, Jerkov's jump serve. Lawrence off the block, and Oregon State climbs even again. 28-28. For Oregon State, it's going to be Laura Collins, senior to serve.
Cal making some adjustments here in their serve receive formation. They want Jenna Brown, their best passer, to be in the middle of the serve receive.
And a huge service error. And game point, California. And it's going to be the senior coming in to serve in Grigsby. Brentwood High School, Pacific Palisades.
Especially with the introduction of rally scoring. Missed serve at the end of a game can just penalize your team so much.
Off the block, California takes game 2 as Powers and Brown were there for the Golden Bears. So we're tied up here through 2 games. In this best-of-5 match, Cal 1, Oregon State 1. We'll come back with game 3 after this, right here on Fox Sports Net.